Hello everyone, welcome back to ESL Drill. In today's video, let's discuss how to change interrogative sentences, questions into passive voice. So this is very interesting and a bit tricky as well. But I have a few tips so that you can understand this concept easily and you'll be able to change sentences, interrogative sentences, questions into passive voice. Shall we begin? Okay. So the first sentence here is, who broke the chair? Who broke the chair? Now, just imagine that you are answering this question. Like somebody asked you this question, who broke the chair? What will be your reply? For example, your answer is Gopi. And what do you say? You say, Gopi broke the chair. Gopi broke the chair. This is what you say. Am I right? Now, this who is like Gopi or Gopi is like who. Now, how do you change this sentence into passive voice? Simple. We identify subject, then verb, and then we identify the object. In the previous video, we learned how to identify the object of a verb. Gopi broke. What did he break? The answer is the chair. That is the object. And what do you say? The chair. This broke is verb 2, so simple past tense. And in simple past tense, we use was and were. One of them. Now here, Gopi broke the chair. The chair is the subject in passive voice sentence. Chair is singular, so we say the chair was. And in passive voice, we always use the third form of the verb, so we say broken. The chair was broken by Gopi. But Gopi is not in the actual question. We created that. So let's remove this Gopi here. And what do we have in place of Gopi? We actually have who. Okay? Now, who is actually the subjective form. But the objective form of who is whom. So we use whom here, by whom. But is it not awkward? Is it not bad? We don't really say the chair was broken by whom and question mark. We don't really do that. Then what should be done? So to make this better, we need to move by whom, these two words, by whom, to the beginning. We remove Gopi and then we use this one. Now, what is the sentence that we get now? Now we get this one here. We write by whom at the beginning. By whom. And now look at this in. Actually, we said the chair was. But because this is a question, we use helping verb was, be form was before the main verb. So by whom was, and we write the subject here. By whom was the chair broken? By whom was the chair broken? So this is perfect answer. So whenever you have who in a question, make sure it changes to by whom, and that by whom is written at the beginning of the question. In passive voice, by whom. And another point that you must remember is you need to write the be form first and then the subject. Okay, do you understand? Let's move to the next one. Here is the second sentence. What are they doing now? What are they doing now? Now, so when you have what in a question, begin your passive voice sentence with what. What? Now, just use your imagination and then figure out. What are they doing now? If somebody asked you this question, how would you answer? For example, what are they doing now? They are doing something, and that something is written in place of what. So the word what has the answer in itself. So what is the object here? The subject is they. Actually, they are doing something. And if you write that something here, you can remove what. They are doing something. So what are they doing? Now they is the subject, and look at this one here, are and doing, present continuous tense. Now this is an adverb, an extra word. Now if you question the passive voice, now if you begin the passive voice with what, let's see what we have after this. Now look at this one here. This is present continuous tense. Now look at this present continuous tense. The be forms are am, is, are plus being, one of them. I mean, am, is, are, one of them plus being, that is extra. Generally, when you ask somebody a question in passive voice, we don't know whether the answer is going to be singular or plural, and our usual question is going to be about singular. So we use singular verb, singular form of be. What is? Now after one of these, am, is, are, we need to use being. That is what we understood. Now we add being here. What is being? And the third form of do is done. What is being done by them now? Or you can say what is being done now by them, but this is better. By them now. And this is an interrogative sentence, so we put a question mark at the end. What is being done by them now? Simple. If you haven't understood, go back to that part where the second question begins and then try to watch that again. You'll be able to understand. Okay, don't forget to practice these questions. I'll also try adding a few questions in the comments section. Please try to answer them. Okay, let's do the third one now. Has she invited you? Has she invited you? Look at this one here, has, and then invited, V3. Has plus V3, that is present perfect tense. So we know that have or has plus V3, present perfect tense. Has she invited whom? If you question the verb using whom here, you get you as the answer. That is the object. Of course, you can write object here, but I am not writing uppercase letter at the beginning. You will know why. So has she invited you? You is the object. Now I have made it the subject in the passive voice sentence. But I have not written that at the beginning of the sentence because something else is going to be there. What do we use after you in present perfect tense? Do we use have or has? Yeah, you are right. We use have. We say you have, but not you has. Let me erase this. We write that have at the beginning. Have you. Now, look at this one here. Present perfect tense. The be form is been. So we write that been here. Have you been? And in passive voice, we always have the third form. And in perfect tense, present perfect tense, we already have third form. So we just copy it here. So invited. Have you been invited by? And what about the next one? The subject, she becomes her. Have you been invited by her? Now let's move to the fourth one. Will you pay our bills? Will you pay our bills? Now the subject here is you. Will you pay what? When you question the verb using what, so you get our bills. Our bills as the object. And now that our bills becomes the subject in passive voice. But I am not writing, but I am not using uppercase letter. Look at this one here. I am using lowercase letter. Our bills. Now what do we usually say in regular sentences? We say our bills and then we say will, and this is a modal verb. So we use be and then V3. But what we change here is we move this will to the beginning. Okay, so let me erase this so that you don't have any confusion here. So what we understand here is we have to use will at the beginning, will or bills. Now will is a modal verb, so with modal verbs we use be, and this is also simple future tense, and in simple future tense we use be directly. So what is the third form of pay? That is paid. Will our bills be paid by you? You does not change. Will our bills be paid by you? Okay, that's it in this video. I'll come up with another video where I'll discuss more interrogative sentences.